Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about Teunis Collier and how he had worked on a couple of my listings. And one of the viewers called in and said, "Hey, that's my grandfather." So Teunis Collier was a heck of a lot more than like a guy with a crazy Dutch name. He was a contractor from the 1920s through the 70s. He died in 1985, that worked on historic houses all over the district, but of course had a real focus on the Georgetown ones. He lived right here in this house on the corner of 30th and Dent. Just the work that he did on historic preservation would be enough to mention him and remember him. But there's so much more. He was head of CAG in 1949, right on the eve of the old Georgetown Act of 1950. So it was kind of his leadership with tree boxes and brick sidewalks and a kind of measured approach to historic preservation that laid the groundwork for that act and has given us such a great neighborhood today. But then he was also a one-man crusade against the police department about parking enforcement. He discovered that the parking around Georgetown was really not that systematic, so he subpoenaed all of the tickets from the police department and discovered that there was all of this fixing going on. Had a big fight with the local police officers where they were egging his house, following him around, sticking nails in his tires. He was successful, and by 1939, the police had to have duplicate ticket books that were audited downtown. He was also a witness in the Algier Hiss Whittaker Chambers espionage trial. This is a huge trial in the 1950s where Whittaker Chambers accuses Algier Hiss of being a Soviet agent. So it was critical in his word versus his word what Whittaker Chambers' credibility was. They had no way of knowing what was happening 10 years ago, so they subpoenaed all of Teunis Collier's records. Not that it did Algier Hiss much good. No one talks about this guy anymore. No one even knows that he existed. But he touched all of our lives, all this brick, all this historic preservation, all these getting your tickets, all can be traced back to this guy, Teunis Collier, right here.